when I see you out there, I feel like you're doing the work that so many of us should be doing. But personally, I do not have the guts to do. And I truly, truly, genuinely respect what you do. And I always tell people, this lady, this person knows something. She can see something that a lot of us cannot see, and she's trying to tell us something, and we need to listen to her. And I've been trying to get a chance to talk to you, and I feel truly grateful that I got the chance to meet you today. So can you introduce yourself to? You wanna hold the mic,
Well,
please?
first of all, thank you. You're too generous to me. I am the 71st Street Hag. I sit on 71st, and with my signs, am I able to say the words?
Yes.
I don't want to
You
get in
wanna get
anybody
closer
trouble.
to your
I said I have flags that started out originally with the fuck Trump and fuck you if you still like him, because at this point, I mean, I feel like you're just a Nazi at this point with everything that's happening. And it's mainly the flags are to draw attention to the signs that I usually have. And it's usually, like what would Anne Frank think of what you're doing right now? Because what you're doing right now is what you would have been doing in Nazi Germany. So
When did you start doing this?
I started originally at the big April protest sometime. And since April.
And what pushed you to do it?
I felt kind of helpless. I felt like I was alone, and I was hoping that there were other people out there like me. I wanted to speak for people that aren't able to be out there, that want to be out there, but are too scared of what might happen. I mean, what little hate I get is probably nothing compared to what other people say. I'm a white presenting woman, and I get told all the time to go back to my country.
Really?
All the time.
How do you feel about that?
I I question it because I'm not sure I understand it, because I'm like, where am I supposed to go? Because I'm a mutt. I'm literally a little bit of everything. Most people in Oklahoma are a little bit of everything. So my firm belief is no one's illegal in stolen land.
And if it was up to them, where do you think they will send you to?
Where would, right, if they would send me to? I think they would probably send me to the most difficult place they could find, just to probably set an example. It's the same playbook that Hitler used. He's just a teamy version of Hitler. So it's exactly the same playbook, and that's what I've said several times when I'm out there on the corner. I mean, you're literally falling for the same propaganda they fell for in Nazi Germany. They were only going to take the bad Jewish people, the illegals, the people that didn't love Germany enough. Then it started. Then they took gay people, and then they took anyone that supported anyone that was Jewish. I mean, just I feel that we're literally in that direction. We're in that time, and that's what scares me. I have too many people I love that it affects.
And do you think people are willingly and knowingly walking into this ideology, or they don't know what they are buying into?
I think they absolutely know what they're buying into. For the most part, I think some of it is drilled into their head, depending on their age. It is drilled into their head, uneducated a lot, too, living in their own bubbles. But I think you're willfully ignorant at this point. If you're watching any type of news and you feel that it is okay to separate a family just because the color of their skin, or they don't have the accent that you feel that they should have, you don't give them due process. You're shoving them down. They're disappearing people. They're raping people. It's the same playbook that they continuously use, intimidation.
How old are you?
I am old as dirt.
I'm sorry about that question.
No, that I am 47, right?
47.
I'm 47, right? Okay.
So, again, I'm sorry about that question.
No,
but
I have no offense to it. I earned every wrinkle.
How was America in your 20s compared to the America of today?
I would say I would go back even further than that if you really want to say what kind of drove in my head. I was in elementary school and we had the stupid square dances they would make us do, which has racial undertones. And they made us sing tons of patriotic songs. That's when Desert Storm was going on. Every tree had a ribbon, a yellow ribbon. And I was taught, you love them, they're doing this, they love them. I was taught that you love this country, and I want this country to be what I was taught to love. But as I looked at and went on through school, I seen the history, and I was reading those, and when I read those, I looked at those pages, and I thought, what did my ancestors do? What would I do? Would I have been strong enough to stand up to all those people ridiculing one person? And I always hoped that I would, but I fear that unfortunately that's what it's going to come to again. I hope more level heads prevail and they take their oath to the Constitution seriously and not feel just because someone has money and power or they have a little seniority over you that you have to obey those orders. I've been assaulted a few times. I've had several things thrown at me. I've had a woman that didn't like my signs, so she come in, she tried to throw my stuff into the road. So we tussled into it. I literally stuck my finger in her eyeball, and I felt her eyeball, and there were so many things that flashed before my eyes. Like, I could literally take this woman's eye right now, but I couldn't do it. So so I just we kind of sat there for a minute and got up. I have been yelled at quite a few times, some vulgarities. I've had people get into my face, people telling me to call the police on myself. My father actually protests with me quite often too, and him and I were out one time, and they didn't like what we were saying. Of course, we were running our mouth. You know, if you run your mouth, you got to back it up. So we were running our mouths, but it still don't give you a right to assault someone. And he didn't like what we were saying, so he came up, and I guess I didn't feel that someone was actually physically going to assault me because I let him get all the way up to me and just shove me down, which wasn't very hard to do. And then my dad is 70 years old, and this guy in his 30s or whatever is hitting my dad in the face.
Wow.
Yeah. So and then when we were trying to get like tag numbers and stuff, I was trying to go around to get the tag, and as soon as I realized he had already gotten in the car, it was kind of too late for me to get to either the other side. So I kind of fell up on the car when he went forward. He kind of threw me up on the car, and then a couple of feet, and then he turned real sharp, and then I flew off the side. The more damage is he broke my phone. It broke my phone when it fell, and then I had scrapes. My dad refused to go to the hospital or anything just to get checked out. So, but he still has to this day, and this was months and months ago, he still has a knot in his face.
Wow. And do you still go out to protest after that?
Oh yeah, we actually went literally the same day. After I got out of the hospital, I went over to our other location that we do at 71st here.
So you said you ended up at the hospital?
Yeah, I went just because I'm old and I fell, and I wanted to make sure there was nothing broke, because usually, you end up hurt. You have a lot of adrenaline running, and so I just wanted to make sure.
So you never got to press any charges or anything?
They never found the guy. They said there was no video evidence, but there's a bank there.
There's plenty of cameras.
There's plenty of cameras. We drove around. The old mall has all those there. My husband's called to try to get the video, and it's just been a runaround for him too.
When did this happen?
That happened in
Months. It's been a few months.
Yeah, it's been quite a few months. Everything's healed up and everything. So I would say it was what, September, August,
September, August. Okay.
somewhere around there.
Were you involved with that guy who was throwing rice at people?
Yeah, that's the guy that owns Gen X
Yes.
company. Yes. He has got a little man complex, I guess, is what I would say. He's quite entertaining to me. He's so upset about our little signs. I just don't understand why he's more upset about that than the actual children that Trump has violated.
What happened that day? How did it get to that point?
You know what? I thought he actually waved at us when he first drove by, and I was like, no, that guy's nice. He's okay. And he actually backs into the parking lot because, there's a group of us, and we've all been assaulted. So we're kind of on high guard, and he gets out, and one of the person that was there was like, yeah, he's just got bird seed. And I'm like, okay. So he's throwing out bird seeds, and I thought he was just being nice, but apparently he was trying to get the birds to shit on us. But I feel like he watched too many movies, and that's not how that works. I'm like, but the thing about it is I still never have had any problem sitting there with the birds pooping on my heads. If he actually would have waited until it had gotten dark, they would have shit on me just fine then, because they have. If it makes him feel any better, they've shit on me.
Have you had any more run-ins with this guy?
He's actually come by a few more times. He seems a little more bold when it's just me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he likes, to shout things from the car. He doesn't get out or anything like that. And he's never thrown anything at me like that. He did come across one time and counter protest from us, which is fine. He never has gotten out. He never has gotten out of his car or anything like that and assaulted me. I feel like he just is a sad man, and so he has to take anger out somewhere, and I guess that's where the words just bother him.
Do you have an opinion on Mark Wayne Mullin?
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard me out there yelling about him?
Tell me what you hear, what you say about him.
He's a putz. He needs to go back to toilets because that's where his whole life is. He's fake, everything. I feel like he literally got in there to pad his pockets. He doesn't have Oklahoma in his interest in any shape or form. If you look at his stocks being traded and the committees he sets on, it's plain and it's not just him at all. It's not just Republicans, it's Democrats. There's some of them too. The committees that they sit on, they're literally just sitting on those committees and then going trading stocks and then buying up, just like he bought into the security system that now Oklahoma's going to be using. And I feel he's a fake patriot. He is, I just can't sit behind someone that excuses the behavior of this orange tyrant.
Right.
I wouldn't even call him a president because he's not. He doesn't even act like one, because presidents are supposed to unite people, not divide people. And if you look at every Republican before him, they talk about unity, not division, not radicals.
So you said something very important that I want people to understand. You said you don't care if it's a Democrat or a Republican, you want people to be accountable.
Absolutely. I think everyone in that Epstein file, I don't care if it is a man or a woman, Republican, Democrat, if they violated those girls, they need to be held accountable. Every one of them, even if they knew about it.
Even if it's Joe Biden, even if
Yeah.
it's a Democrat.
Yeah, even if Hillary just knew that Bill was token on some young kids. Absolutely. There's no excuse for that, absolutely at all. That's why I don't understand. Where are the Save the Children people? Why are you not outcrying? I don't know. Why do we even need the release of the Epstein files? These women have been telling this since the 80s and 90s that they've been violated. Why do you need some stupid file from a man to say, yes, this happened?
But even Margot Mullin has voted against the release of the Epstein
Yes.
files before. Why do you think they have been protecting this from getting released for so long?
I feel money talks. I feel that money for Trump is running out. The associates, I feel like he's burned a lot of bridges with people that were so-called friends and things like that. He's burned the bridges of those people. And I think that his little island's getting really small now. I feel that maybe some of them people have dirt on them. They know how to manipulate them. They get money. I feel like we need to stop taking any money from Israel. We need to stop giving any money to Israel. I think that's where a lot of some problems that we have. So, I mean, it's not just one issue out here. There's a lot.
Talking about Israel, it doesn't seem a little contradictory that Trump says America first but supports Israel and Argentina.
Oh, yeah, and how we need more meat. So instead of helping the beef farmers, let's just get imported beef from Argentina. So, I mean, that's why I'm just like, I don't. Are people watching the same thing? I mean, are you not listening? I does.
And you know what's also concerning? If we look at history, the Nazi regime, Germany at the time of Hitler, they had tight connections to Argentina, and it was the
Yeah.
country where many of the Nazis ran to
Yes.
seek for asylum.
That in America. They ran to America. America was like, yeah, come on in. Oh, you've got money? Oh, yeah. I mean, he's selling visas. I mean, come on. He literally spit in all immigrants' faces when he just said, yeah, you can buy your visa. I mean, your gold card, your little gold card.
The Trump card.
Yeah, the Trump card. I'm like, oh my gosh. He is the man, the old man that would ride into town on his freaking donkey with his wagon and sell you some snake oil. And then ride out of town before you notice that it's all fake. I mean, if people would have paid attention, he's not even allowed to do business in New York. So how good of a businessman can he be? But I feel like we're headed towards idiocracy because we literally would rather have a criminal con man in the White House. We would vote for that over a successful black woman. And he is accused of violating women and children, but the only way she got to her position is because she slept her way to the top. It's not because she earned it. I mean, there's so many things. I feel that we're screwed because people voted for him against their own interests because they didn't want a black woman in office. So it boils down to racism.
What do you feel about the way Trump refers to women?
He's disgusting. I can't watch very much of him, and I don't understand why other reporters in the room don't speak up. I mean, why are we remaining silent? Why are we letting someone be so hateful and vulgar to someone? And why would you tell someone that's asking a question in an interview to shut up? I mean, plus, who calls someone piggy anymore? Come on.
What would you tell the youth right now listening to you?
Vote. Get out, register to vote, and vote. Please pay attention to who you're voting for. Don't straight party vote. Please don't straight party vote. Go and look at each individual candidate and look at their past, because they flip-flop too. Some of them do. I mean, if you look back at old interviews with Trump, he said he had never run for president, and if he did, he would run on a Republican platform. He's always usually been Democrat, but he wanted to run on a Republican platform because he knew they would believe him and they would let him. That should tell you he knew where that party was headed in the first place.
If someone wanted to learn more about what happened in Nazi
yes.
Germany, where would you guide them to? How would you?
Google's free.
Google is free.
Google is free, and there are tons of books to read. There are even great movies. I'm not a big book reader, but I will watch documentaries and things like that. That's good. It's good. A good film is Schindler's List, and The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. That'll rip your heart out. There's not a lot of those that I can watch anymore because I have to take a break because there is so much hate and death and stuff that I can't be watching movies like that if I've seen it and heard it all day. So you kind of have to give yourself a little break from that.
Talking about political violence, how do you feel about what happened to Charlie Kirk and the reaction Oklahoma in general had about it?
I don't know, how did Oklahoma react, because I was like, so what else did happen today? You know, I did not care for the person who, I don't care if he lived or he died. I mean, he wasn't a good person. The only people that I feel for is his children. That's it. Everybody else knew. Everybody else knew what kind of person he was and was okay with it. But to them, he was daddy, and that no one should be killed. Like I said, there should be no violence. You should try to talk it out with words. And then you just have to admit, sometimes you're just going to agree to disagree, and you're going to have to compromise.
What do you think about the billboards that were put up in his honor?
It's disgusting. It absolutely is disgusting. And I'll be honest, I flip them off every time. There's some guy that has a trailer on here that says we are Charlie Kirk or we love Charlie Kirk or something like that. And I flip him off every time because he's yelled at me too. And I'm like, oh my God. It's fake. It's showmanship. It's like the people that go around and they go to church on Sunday and they're good people. They go out to eat and they treat their waitress like shit and don't leave them a tip. Because everyone knows, most of the time, those church people are the most hateful people you've ever met. I had a really hard time finding a good place in a church. I never felt at home in a church. So.
Have you been part of any big churches here?
Oh yeah, we got married in a big church, New Heart Fellowship in Broken Arrow, and we went for a long time to Life Church. We helped in the classrooms and stuff like that, and we liked I liked the music. And I liked the coffee, or tea. They had tea. I liked the tea. But I stopped going. My husband and my kids kept going for a while. And then he stopped going when he found out that they don't allow anybody that is of the LGBTQ plus community to serve in any senior positions. And I'm like, yep, out. Let me also tell you that we went to them. I don't remember if it was once or twice. We went to the church. We lost our son. He's a stillbirth, so we lost them. We were really struggling, and we needed help. Was it for the headstone that we were asking for? Was it to try to help fix our car so we could get back and forth? I don't know, one of those. And they said that they don't do that they'll pray for us. And I'm like, and it was literally after that, I believe I told him, I'm done. I am done with the church crap, because it is not what they actually are about. It's phony. I felt like it was real phony when you went in there, like, hi, and I'm like, if I seen half of you people on the street, you wouldn't even know who I am. So I don't know.
Talking about church, how do you feel about what Ryan Walter has done to Oklahoma schools?
He has taken us. I didn't think he could take us any lower. I don't know if there's a lower than 50th, but I feel like he's taken us there. I feel like he only wanted the position to kind of set him up for another position. I don't think he gave two shits about Oklahoma or the kids or the education system at all. He wasted our money on bullshit. I'm like, there's more than one religion in the world. What makes that one the right one? Find a group that you have common views with, stick with them. We're out there. You just have to find us. There's a group of us that come together on Saturdays and go to 41st from 10 to noon, and then we go over to 71st at 3 to 5. So
Every week?
Every Saturday, and I go rain or no rain.
Will you be there in the snow?
I will. I will try. I have to get me some better boots. I lost my boots somewhere in my house. But my words would be: get out, register to vote, look at your candidates, speak up. Do not let Timu Hitler rise. Please. And I love you.